What is going on, everybody? It is April 1st, which means today is April Fool's Day. Now, April Fool's Day is not my favorite holiday. I don't even think it's classed as a holiday. I'm not even sure how it started. All I know is that April Fool's Day, I fall for everything. I completely mess up. I do not understand what is going on, and it's no fun for me. Okay, that's where I'm leaving that. But it also seems to be a day where brands kind of like jump on and try to trick their consumers into things. They try to trick them into like new products coming and stuff like that. Gameloft doesn't seem to be any different, and they do seem to enjoy doing April Fool's jokes on us. So they've done another one today, but the interesting thing about Gameloft and the things they tease with these April Fool's jokes is that they actually end up usually being features that we see in a future update. Okay, so this is a record scratch moment. I am coming to you from the future. I've recorded a whole video based off the kind of like teaser tweet or the April Fool's tweet, and Gameloft have since tweeted the follow-up. Usually they tweet it hours afterwards, but they tweeted it like while I was uploading the video that you're about to watch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump in and we're going to take a look at the actual tweet, the actual Deconstructor where they confirm what is coming. I will leave the rest of the video just in case you want to take a look at the speculation I had around the rest of it. But from now until the next little bit, we'll take a look at the actual Deconstructor of the new feature that they've confirmed to be coming, and then I'll leave the rest of the video play out. I'm sorry, I wouldn't usually do this, but they've caught me off guard. Literally, as I uploaded this to YouTube, the previous version, they tweeted the new tweet, but it is what it is. Let's take a look. All right, so they very kindly played an April Fool's joke on me, but this is the follow-up tweet that they did. All right, April Fools, while there are no Dreamlight Stompers arriving in the next update, there is this peculiar thing. What do you think it is? I think it's quite obvious what it is, Gameloft. Thank you. Thank you first and foremost. It does look like some sort of deconstructor for deconstructing your crafted furniture. If I actually enlarge this and we take a closer look, I see Alice theming, I see Wonderland theming. It seems as though we are getting a crafted or craftable item deconstructor with the next update that it is Alice themed, which is very exciting because we do know that it's going to be an Alice update. I do have a video coming on that in the next few days, what we could expect, what we could see. But for now, this is our very first look at the Wonderland update and what we see. And this is exactly what I was hoping that Gameloft would lean into with kind of like a Wonderland themed update. There's so much whimsy, there's so much that they can draw from. Everything can just feel a little bit odd because, you know, we're all mad here. So it's one of those things that I was really looking forward to and hoping that they would lean into. And it does seem as though they are going down that route. So I'm very excited for this. This does look like some sort of deconstructor that you can put your old items into, put your old furniture into, and reclaim the items back. Now, I do talk about this in depth in the remainder of this video, bearing in mind that was recorded prior to this tweet coming out. But you know, the point still stands. I was confident that we would be getting a follow-up tweet that said that there would be something coming that is kind of like a deconstructor. So watch the rest of the video, you know, make me feel better. Don't make me feel like my hard work was wasted for no reason. So this is what they've tweeted out. They've said, wish you could break down your crafted items. In our next update, use the brand new Dreamlight Stompers to smash them to pieces. And then there's a couple of emojis that indicate something being smashed. Of course, there is an accompanying image, and we do have these very fancy, I will say, these very fancy like gold trainers. And it looks as though the avatar is about to kind of like crush this flower pot down. Now, when I first saw this, I was kind of like, how dare you, Gameloft? How dare you take one of the most requested features and make an April Fool's joke out of it? I didn't even think, I didn't clock as soon as I saw it. All I thought was, it is April 1st, they're playing an April Fool's joke, but that's not nice. That is a really highly requested feature. I know from myself and from many of the community, and I was like, is my feature a joke to you? But something really interesting is that when I shared this in Discord, a couple of the community members noted, and of course, they did, that I forgot, that the day after they tend to tweet and actually confirm what they meant with the April Fool's joke. So let's take a look at the previous tweets because they've done it twice. Let's take a look at the first one and then we'll take a look at what actually came from that tweet. All right, so last year they tweeted a little bit later than this year. They tweeted a couple of hours afterwards, but they did tweet, with the arrival of spring, keep the cool times going with a fabulous frosty figure. We're excited to announce Olaf's Snow Sculpture Emporium arriving in our next update. And then we did get this image, which was, of course, Daisy's boutique, but they'd kind of like decked it out with some of the snow sculptures. They'd put them in the windows, put some icy stuff around the outside. Now, again, this did seem like an April Fool's joke, but we knew that we'd never seen this building before. So this building hadn't been seen in Dreamlight Valley. And obviously it meant something. I didn't pick up at that time either that they tweeted something the day before, or it might have even been 2 years prior because I wasn't playing the game. back then. I was kind of like a new player last year. So this did end up being something, as we will see. And it turns out they didn't actually tweet this the day after. They tweeted this the day of. So a couple of hours later, they said, April Fools, we've just gotten word that our previous post wasn't accurate. We're still not quite sure what this new building is, but stay tuned for more news. I actually remember around this time, I was a relatively new player at this point, and I think some stuff was going on with the game. It was very buggy, and then we had Parks Fest and all of the bugs that came with that. So the player base was not happy at this time, and it was kind of like a rough patch with Dreamlight Valley. So people were kind of like, they weren't even that hyped to get this because it was a mess, or at least it felt like it was a mess. And I remember all sorts of complaints like, how don't you know what this building is? You're the one who made it. And, you know, I mean, there's reading into it too much. But yeah, we did end up getting Daisy's Boutique, and it was a really nice addition. I love the fact that this was a corner booth for like a building. But it does mean that they tweeted a correction, if you will, for their April Fool's post. So there was a pattern because the year before, or 2 years before, let's take a look. It was the year before because they tweeted, photo mode just got an upgrade. You can now create photos with your favorite lamps using a variety of new options arriving in update 4. Which delightful companion are you taking photos with first? So obviously this was kind of like a play on the fact that you could do photo poses with a lamp. Obviously a bit silly. They actually tweeted this one at the same time they tweeted today. So we'll check when they actually followed up with that one, because maybe we'll get a follow-up tweet today, or maybe we'll get one tomorrow. Okay, so it was actually the same day. It was just a couple of hours later. So on that point, I would expect another tweet today confirming what they're saying in the first post, because they did say in this one, April Fools, while your lamps will remain firmly where you've placed them in furniture mode, enjoy new photo mode options with your favorite animal companions arriving in update 4. So what we know is that the light teaser ended up being animal companion posing, and that the kind of like snowman boutique ended up being Daisy's Boutique, which means to me that I was wrong when I first saw this, and this will in fact be some sort of feature in the next update with the Cheshire Cat. Now, as I said at the beginning of the video, kind of like recycling your crafted items is one of the most requested features. Everybody's always said like Wally should have some sort of recycler that you can give him stuff and he'll give you the actual component ingredients that make up that item, so you can like return them back to you. So you could break something down and get all of the stone back, you could get the hardwood back. I know with the Aladdin chest, I've been wanting to like reduce my crafted chests back down, so my large chests and stuff like that. I kind of want to bring all of those back down, recoup the materials from those, and then I can just craft a bunch of Aladdin ones instead. There really are so many use cases for breaking down crafted items. I really hope if they do this that we'll be able to do paths, because there's so many paths that I have that I don't really use anymore, and I would love to get the materials back from them just so I can store them in a chest and keep them safe. But that is one thing that I really do want alongside fences. So breaking down crafted furniture is one thing. Pools, actually, the star path, pools is one of them. I keep pointing at you because I feel passionately about this. But pools is another one. I want to break down any pools that I've made with the star path. We had to craft 2 pools, which took 300 stone. Actually, 300 stone each, so it was 600 stone. So I want to be able to break those back down and then be able to recoup that stone from the star path, because it's not really necessary to craft those things for a star path, I feel at least. But yeah, this is very exciting. I know it's April Fool's Day. I'm praying that they do follow this up with another post. Given the pattern previously, it seems like they will. Whether it ends up being feet, I don't know if it'll be feet. I do think the concept of breaking down crafted items is going to be sort of like integrated some way. Whether it's shoes, I don't know. Maybe it will be shoes. The lights were replaced with rabbits, and then the boutique was replaced with, I should say the snowmen were replaced with the boutique. They could just kind of like remove them. So if they kept this image exactly the same, I don't know what they would kind of like change about this. I am looking at that. I can't remember if that is on the crafting table or not. But maybe it will end up being a pair of shoes that you stomp. I mean, it makes sense, I guess. But then they wouldn't be able to swap something out. So I do just want to take a quick look at the comments as well, because I have seen they've been replying to people. So Lindsay said, there's truth in here somewhere. You can't fool me. I agree with that, Lindsay. And they just kind of gave the eye emoji with some sparkles. Frankie said, I know this is an April Fool's joke, but I'd like to think that it's a hint for something like it in the future. And they said, maybe. We've also got Friend of the Tanny? Friend of the channel. That was a mix. Friends of the channel, Cress and Tanny. Cress said, nice joke. Was waiting for the April Fool's tweet, but let's hoping there's a ring of truth to this somehow. And Tanny said, oh my god, is this a base game recycling function confirmed? You sneaky Dreamlight Valley. I love it. So friend of the Tanny and friend of the Cress, friends of the channel. If you haven't checked them out, go and check the videos out. They're amazing. Both of them are incredible. I love them both. Yeah. I agree with everybody in the comments. It does seem to indicate that something is coming. I think that there is a good chance that we will see this come. I'm interested to see. By the time this video goes out, they might have posted an update and I might have missed the boat. But you know, I think regardless, it's a confirmation that breaking down crafted items is going to come. I'm happy to stand corrected should that not be the case, but we'll just have to see in a couple of hours time. But I'm not waiting because I wanted to get this video out because I'm so excited about the possibility. All right, gang, that is it for this video. Just a short one, just a little update. I do hope that it comes true. Like I said, we'll just have to see if they follow it up with an April Fool's post. I'm quite excited. I'm really hoping that this is, in fact, what is that? What is that? That's how you cross your fingers. I'm really hoping that this is a feature because like I've been saying throughout the video, it has been very highly requested. Let me know down in the comments below if you would like to see kind of like a breaking down feature come to the game. Would you like it to be Wally? What is the first thing that you would break down? That's what I want to know. Is it going to be those pools from the star path? I feel like that's a good bet. But with that being said, I will leave it there for today. I will catch you in the next one. I will be streaming tomorrow for Reset Day, and the Extravaganza event starts again tomorrow. Lots of stuff going on in Disney Dreamlight Valley, lots of fun stuff. So stick around, got you covered. Let's enjoy. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next one.